Right, in this video I'm going to walk through an entire A to Z list building process using AI and all the enrichment tools that we have nowadays to essentially build yourself a really good cold email list for high positive reply rates, high appointment booking rates, a lot of appointments on your calendar, and closed deals. We are using this for ourselves. We scaled to 15k a month in December. We booked around like 350 calls at this point with this exact system that I'm going to show you. And we've got clients, one guy targeting software companies has booked like 13 calls already using this system. We only launched them a few weeks ago. We've got other clients in real estate markets, coaching, consulting, professional service firms, anything you can think of. Most things you'll be able to do. E-com, most things you'll be able to do literally with this exact process. So where it all starts is Clay. Now Clay is our centralized tool for everything when it comes to outbound. And what we do is, instead of using Apollo, which is okay, it's a big B2B database, has a lot of contact information, has a lot of companies, but it has old information and a lot of the contact data is out of date. And so what we do is we actually try and avoid Apollo altogether when it comes to getting companies, getting contact, getting decision makers, and getting emails. So we do everything outside of that. So we use Clay and independent email providers and other softwares that we API connect into Clay to essentially get our emails. So I'm going to just use an example for us. So basically we use Clay's find people or find company search filter and then the find people filter. So I'll walk through, for example, what we did is we're targeting agencies. And so if I just open up the find people search that we did, what you want to do is you just want to go into Clay find people. And I'll just show the example of the search that we built out for targeting marketing agency owners and consultants who are doing just online marketing services, small founder-led businesses that are looking to get more appointments. So, company size 1 to 10, job minimum 50 connections, all the keywords that are associated with, the main sub-niches when it comes to agencies, consultants. Job titles, founder, CEO, owner, co-owner, chief executive officer, maximum followers 5,000. I don't want to... So you're going to have your own criteria, right? I don't want to reach out to people that have huge followings because the content's probably doing really well. They're probably not the perfect fit. Marketing services, advertising services in terms of industry. And then United States, Australia, New Zealand, you can target wherever you want. If you want to target UK, you can literally build whatever search that you want. And so where you come in and build your own search is through find people here or find companies. Now, the find company feature is even better. We've just always done it with people for our own cold email because it's just a simple process. But if you're targeting certain industries, you always want to start with the company search first, use the company list, and then make a find people search inside of Clay using the list that I just mentioned. So you can filter for all these things, industries to include, revenue, funding, employee count, description keywords, lookalike companies. If you've got clients that you've been successful with, you can put lookalike companies inside of here, and then it will generate a search that is similar to those companies. Apollo can kind of do that, but again, Apollo is just out-of-date data. The main thing I want to show is I've actually got it all here. So data sourcing and ICP scoring. So use Clay's company search to build your target company list. Find people at the company. So extract people from the company list. Filter for whatever decision makers you want to target, because that's all you need to do once you've already found the companies. And then this is the huge thing, ICP scoring on the company. So basically when you output a company list, I'll try and find an example. Let's just do this guy. I'll try and find an example of just... When you output a company list, you get a description tab. And basically, I run an AI scoring analysis on the description tab to see if it matches the ICP of whoever we're targeting. So you build out a search that is from 0 to 10 using an AI prompt in Clay. And I'll show an example of one of these that I've built out for our own campaigns. If you've just done a straight find people search, you'll need to actually go to the LinkedIn profile so it also gets the company description and all the information. So that one's a web scraping task using Claygent. You can still get it pretty cheap if you connect your own API keys. Basically, Edicon, I just want to walk you through what this kind of search looks like. The whole point is it's about getting anyone who's above 5 out of 10 is then we're going to look for emails. Because when you do, this is why I would recommend when you do the search in companies or people, you don't make it too granular. Let the AI scoring filter out all the bad companies and just do a very broad kind of sweep of your target market, target industry with the actual database searches, and then you can filter it down with something like AI. And nowadays, so you don't have to do all these weird searches, especially if you do searches in Apollo like that, you'll just have total misses, awful data. You'll have absolutely awful data if you do it like that, so I would highly recommend avoiding that. But yeah, so basically you build out a prompt, you can use Clay to do this as well. Analyze a LinkedIn profile holistically and score it from 0 to 10 based on how clearly the services mentioned align with marketing, growth, or client acquisition. CRO funnels, all the sub niches that are associated with agencies. Scoring guide 0 to 10, and then a score and a reason. So basically, anyone that's 5 out of 10, I then walk through the email enrichment flow. Now, for the email enrichment flow, I'll walk through it here as well. It is basically a custom layer, 4 custom layers connecting via API. So the cheapest one, icps.com. This is a very good software for finding emails. It gets like 50 to 60% hit rate on the first layer, and it's super cheap. So you just want to sign up for, if you're sending like 300, 400 cold emails a day, you want to sign up for like premium. You get 4,000 credits a month. It gets 4,000 emails for you. So that's the first one. And then once that one runs, you want to use trykit.ai. This one is pay as you go. So this one is whatever ICPs doesn't find, we connect the API into Kit. By the way, all of these can connect into Clay. That's why they're so good, because we can essentially run all this through Clay, a centralized master kind of Google Sheet. That's just an AI kind of platform as well. Whatever Kit doesn't find, we do Enrow.io. So you'd want to get, because like the number of total emails missing is going to be less and less, you can get a smaller plan on something like Enrow. So maybe like 29 a month, 2,000 credits a month. Again, that all depends on your volume, but this is the absolute best flow that we found for cheapness and coverage. So this will get you 70 to 80% coverage on the emails from the Clay list every single time. And then FindEmail is the last one. So FindEmail is one of the best providers actually out there, but it is quite expensive. So it's the last layer that we fall back on when the first 3 can't find any. And then from FindEmail, if there's any other ones that can't find any, it's just Clay's native providers via the enrichment workflow. So basically when we go into work email, edit column, so we run 4 via API, but then Clay has a ton of providers. There's Hunter.io, there's ContactOut, there's Data, Gmail, whatever, there's Full Enrich, there's all this other, Prospeo, all this stuff, but you run those via Clay credits. You don't want to waste more money on actually buying the softwares, especially when it's only going to be a few emails found anyway. So you just waste your Clay credits for that to get some really rare data that not many people are hitting. And then all you do is export that entire, I'll show you, essentially I did this for my whole list. If I can just edit this column, actually. The point is, it's everything can be done in Clay. It's the Clay, then it's ICP scoring on the description, depending on your ICP, whoever you're targeting, whatever you're doing when it comes to your marketing agency. Then it's this 4-step flow. It's ICPs, trykit.ai, Enrow, FindEmail. All avoids Apollo. We get most of the emails, and then Clay fallback on the rest of the emails. You get like a 90% hit rate. Then all you got to do is verify the emails. So we use Million Verifier. It's super cheap and it's always been accurate for us. There are other ones, Never Bounce, Zero Bounce. There's so many on the market and none of them are perfect. So I would just go for the cheap one that I know is reliable, and Million Verifier is really reliable. And so what I do is once I go into, and then these are the hit rates that you're going to get. So 50 to 60%, then you get 15 to 20 from Trykit, then you get Enrow a bit 10 to 15 more, FindEmail 5 to 10% more, and you get like 90% coverage overall. Then you export this whole list that I've shown you just here, all the ones that are 5 or above out of 10 and found the emails, you export it into Million Verifier, import, sorry, and then you essentially want to, when you make a Million Verifier and you download the reports, go to custom report, click OK, and the risky ones, download this CSV, put it next to the Clay list in the same workbook that you've got for the leads that you just put it in the exact same table, or not in the same table, in the same workbook. And then also run double layer verification using ICPs and then Enrow. So ICPs has email verification, and so does Enrow. So anyone out of these risky emails that Million Verifier found, we want to run double verification through ICPs to check if any are valid. The ones that are valid from that, we can send to them. The ones that aren't, we go through another layer, which is Enrow. So the ones that are valid in that, we can send to. The ones that aren't valid, we discard them. And I found Enrow to be the most accurate when it comes to double verification, triple verification. And ICPs is also more accurate than Million Verifier for the risky emails. So you just have a few more emails that you can get. And then all you got to do is put the whole list into instantly. Essentially, you just want to clean company names. If you've got a way to do that, we've got a simple AI prompt that can do that as well. You can just build one out in Clay. And yeah, clean first names. Sometimes when you do Clay lists, see for example here, Freddie Tran, it does like a double, because the formatting is straight from sales, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So you want to clean all the first names just to make sure they're cold email ready. But yeah, that's it. So you get just really good quality, less than 2% bounce rate. and essentially a full ICP match on scores of 5 out of 10. Because if it's 5 or above, it's generally a fit. The higher it goes, the better it gets. But essentially, this is cost efficient. It's going to give you really good data. It's going to give you 1 to 1.5% reply rates, positive reply rates minimum on your campaigns. It's going to get you booking 1 to 2 calls for every 300 emails sent, which is enough to scale, add 10K, 20K a month to your business. If you want us to install something like this done for you into your business, along with all the messaging, proprietary systems, infrastructure build-outs, LinkedIn systems, the works when it comes to outbound, there'll be a link in the description. If not, just use this for your outbound campaigns and it'll crush. Cheers.